Shanghai beat.
Speak Chinese neat.
Welcome to Chinese Beats Podcast. Hello, friends in the headphones. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you all.
No matter which time zone you're in or what you're up to right now, welcome to today's Chinese Beats. Hi everyone, I'm Ricky.
I am Zeng. That's my Chinese name. My English name is Becky, and I am so excited. This is our first episode of Chinese Beats.
And actually, this is the first time we've recorded a podcast together.
Yeah, that's right.
But I'm curious, why you named this podcast as Chinese Beats?
Just as the name, it sounds like a Chinese teaching podcast, right? Yeah, actually, it's a Chinese teaching podcast. And I think Chinese, this language, sometimes it's just like music. Do you think so? We have 4 tones, right? It sounds really rhythmic and melodic.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so that's why I named our podcast as Chinese Beats. And I think this name really fits how Chinese feels.
And it's short, easy to remember.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so let's tell our new friends what makes this podcast special.
Okay. It feels pretty cool because besides being co-hosts for this podcast,
We are actually
husband and wife. Surprise. Is that special? Okay, maybe. Ricky and I were college classmates. We both graduated with a bachelor's degree in broadcasting and hosting from Communication University of China.
That's right. In China, this major specifically trains people to speak standard Mandarin, so we've got tons of tips and experience when it comes to teaching standard Mandarin pronunciation.
Exactly. On top of that, I have master's degree in international Chinese education, so I really understand how to teach Chinese effectively and helping you learn proper Chinese.
Yeah, you're really good at teaching Chinese.
Yeah, of course. So if you are interested in Chinese, let's tackle those little challenges in the language together and stack up those small wins.
And we know most people think Chinese is really hard to learn. They might even feel like it is tough to understand by listening podcasts too.
Yeah, that's the point. So I think Chinese Beats isn't one of those boring read grammar from the textbook teaching podcast. We are more like a Chinese chatting buddies. Like every episode, we will pick a super practical, like everyday scenario. For instance, we will teach you simple self-introductions on next episode. Later on, we might talk about things like booking a restaurant and so on.
Or like what you chat about on a date with a Chinese guy
Yeah.
or girl.
Yeah, of course. That will be really interesting.
So we will chat while teaching you how to say and use these Chinese words, phrase, and we will even practice with you. You will be able to use what you learn right away.
Yeah, that's right. And by the way, we are both native Chinese, so we know a lot about how Chinese people interact, chat, and all about Chinese culture. So we will share some Chinese culture on the podcast too.
Yeah, I know a lot of foreign friends absolutely love Shanghai. I'm a Shanghainese.
Yeah, and we live in Shanghai now.
Yeah.
I know when many foreign friends come to Shanghai, they totally fall for the city's architectures and its modern vibe, right?
Absolutely. So if you are interested in Shanghai or other city in China, feel free to leave us a message. We can talk about the city culture as we chat.
Yeah, of course.
By the way, the Chinese teaching content in each episode of our podcast will refer to some professional Chinese textbook.
Absolutely. We will reference the latest edition of Boya Chinese Elementary. That's a very professional Chinese textbook published by Peking University.
Yeah, I think the basic Chinese vocabulary and grammar are really practical.
We will also reference the framework of reference for Chinese culture and society in international Chinese language education to structure each episode's topics. This way, you will get to know the real China.
Yeah, like how Chinese people live and how we interact, or some interesting culture.
That's right. And another important point is that our podcast is intended for anyone interested in Chinese. Even if you have no prior experience learning Chinese, you can still listen to our podcast. We will start with the most basic content, so you don't have to worry about not understanding it. I believe you will find something that you like.
Exactly. Our podcast is all about helping you learn standard, high quality Chinese. We will weave this language knowledge into our podcast conversation, so learning feels easy and natural.
Yeah, because we're not aiming for maybe like memorizing 100 words a day or something. We just hope you can learn one small phrase a day. We can slowly build up your confidence until you are comfortable having simple chats with Chinese people.
Yeah, that's more than enough.
All right, that is our Chinese Beats podcast. And next episode, we will jump right into actual language learning. How do Chinese people greet each other and introduce themselves when they meet for the first time? Let's learn together then.
Yeah, see you in next episode.